Good evening, everyone. How are we keeping this evening? Hope all is well. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Yeah, the first stream of December, would you believe? Monday was the first. Today we're on the third, would you believe? So this is literally the first live stream of December. Um, we'll be soon putting up the next time you see me. The Christmas decorations will be up behind me and stuff. Well, I suppose maybe we won't put them up because if we don't know yet. Um, uh, so we have to see what happens there. Um, because as you know, I'm supposed to get the room painted this month before Christmas. We see if that goes well. It might not go too well for me, but hopefully it does. Hopefully we can get it done because it took so long. But I hope the music's not too loud too. I know we are a few minutes early too. I did say 6:30. We are about 6 or 7 minutes early, I think. But yeah, a good bit to talk about actually tonight. In regards of a good few things. What is this now? So yeah, the usual thing when we start the stream, we just chat among ourselves for a few minutes, and then we get straight into it. As I say, there's a few good bit, not too much, but a good bit. Still at the same time, fucking ads on YouTube. I think we're fine, and I think everything's working okay. Just making sure everything is. I think so. Sorry about that. So yeah, I just want to talk with just when I'm here, just before I talk with anything else. I do have some Christmas cards here. If anybody wants them, for Christmas, I can write them to them and send them to them. So if you do want one, if you can let me know here, but obviously I need your address, so please do send it on your Gmail, my Gmail, if you want a Christmas card. Um, Give me a second. I'll respond to this. The dream of live streaming. Just works. But yeah, if anybody wants a Christmas card, please do let me know. You can let me know now. But do send me your address and stuff. I know that sounds a bit sus, but if you want to send it on email to me, it's private, of course. Nobody, only but me, 50 in it. I have one if you put a 50 in it. James, we couldn't do that now. We'd be broke if we done that. Cavan people doesn't have that kind of money to throw around, unfortunately. But yeah, if you swap one, I can send just one happily. Of course, if you're maybe outside of Ireland, it might be a bit difficult depending on where you are. If it's in Australia or something like that, it might take a while before you get it. But yeah, so yeah, if you want one, I can happily write one to anybody. But just do let me know if you want one. I know I'm a bit late. Last year, when I did send ones, we were on the ball. We literally had it sorted before December, but we kind of were late this year because it was of all the drama this last month entailed. So if you do want one, please do let me know because there's no trouble at all sending that to anybody. It's the least I can do for Christmas for people. We might do something for Christmas too. It might not be something grand, or something too grand, but we might do some small yoke some way. We see how we go. See, the whole problem with this month, particularly, I'm waiting for the room. It's either going to be this or the end of this week or next week that the Patriot is supposed to be coming. I've heard that before, but hopefully it's this week or next week, because he couldn't be coming Christmas week. So hopefully he does. We still have 2 weeks. We could come the week after that, actually. Yeah, that's why I forgot there's another week after that. So it's pretty much the end of this week and then next week and then the week after that because he's not going to come before Christmas. Just be that week, Christmas week. So that's pretty much what we're waiting for in a lot of cases. That's what's kind of holding us back in a lot of aspects of doing things, which is some frustrating. It's very frustrating. But hopefully, please God, we get it done before Christmas. And letters of distress. master, the American ambassador. What do you say? Like, you know, you heard Donald Trump. You're talking about migration, but you heard Donald Trump. He's pretty much said to European countries, the Western countries, not to be taking in people from the third world and stuff. So, and obviously they know, they can see, they have eyes, they can see what's happening in Ireland and stuff. But you heard Simon Harris. They didn't know that you heard Simon Harris, but Simon Harris is seeming to be very far right these days. He's kind of said the quiet part out loud, what everybody else has been saying. But again, when we said it, we were far right extremists. But he's literally admitted the elephant in the room, that migration is causing a house in trouble, because people need to live somewhere. So the numbers of people coming into the country are not exactly helping the housing crisis and the rent, in terms of the rent and accommodation and stuff. So he's pretty much said the thing that people have been saying for the last 20 years in this country. And he's finally acknowledged the elephant in the room. That it actually has a problem. It has actually a role to play in terms of how much people get charged in rent and in house, and how Irish people can't get homes, etc. Because people are coming in from Timbuktu, etc. But no, he actually admitted that. He actually admitted that. I wouldn't trust him as far as that, but I wouldn't give him credit where credit's due. He actually said it beforehand. That was a far right conspiracy theorist. If you dare say that, I often said it. That it would definitely there's no denying it. If you bring 100,000 people in from Ukraine, 100,000 people in from Somaliland or wherever, it's going to have an effect on the housing situation. There's no doubt about it. And I was called an extremist all under the sun for saying it, but it's only the truth. But he pretty much he's acknowledged the truth in that way. So hello, Neve, how are we doing? But it is the truth. It could not but play a role in it. But yeah, Simon Harris, I wouldn't talk to Simon Harris. My life depended on. Let's put that way. But in fairness, he did say the right thing today. We was right in that. But hello, Sasha. How are we doing? How are we keeping today? How are we keeping this Wednesday? First week in December. I was at work today, and it's just chaos. The streets and stuff are just chaos. People are just fucking running everywhere. That many people just running around. I don't think half of them know where they're going. They're all just mad buying stuff. Yeah, they literally got mad. People literally got mad. They literally chaos everywhere. People just buying everything. Literally everything. I mean, literally everything. People are just gone crazy. Whatever about today is just people were just gone crazy. Because there's people literally everywhere. I don't know where everybody's going, but yeah, just to say again, you probably heard me say it in the community post, but if anybody wants a Christmas card for Christmas, please let me know. Of course, send me an email if anybody wishes. It's nothing too grand now, but if you want the Christmas card, I have no problem sending you one. But yeah, so yeah, Simon Harris said that today. I suppose we're just briefly touching that. Simon Harris did say today that migration actually has causes trouble for the housing market, etc., for rent, and for Irish people looking for houses, because and no shit, Sherlock, because let's be fair, bringing 100,000 people in from Timbuktu and here and down everywhere, it's bound to have an effect in the housing situation. That's no surprise, but it's the fact that he finally kind of admitted the elephant in the room. Because again, as I said earlier on, I was called far right extremist and all that for saying it. And the rest of it, yeah. Hello, Luke. Good evening. How are we keeping? Hope we're well this Wednesday. But yeah, so we see what happens. But we see what goes on. But we see what's going to happen. But I couldn't trust Simon Harris in the way too. I'm just seeing this from Radio Television Sharon. Over half of young people see extremist content online. I think they're talking about themselves, RT and the government accounts, etc. They're the extremists, it seems. So they're talking about themselves here. Somebody should ask RT that question. Because let's be fair, the only people I've seen that's the most extreme at the moment is the government and what they were doing. Oh no, we're not going there. But Simon Harris is definitely turned into one, so don't blame me for that one. Because literally he said, a few months ago, if he would have said, immigration's contributed to the housing crisis and to the rent increase and homelessness, you were called a far-right extremist. I often was called a far-right extremist just for pointing this out, that if you bring 100,000 people in from Timbuktu and here and there and everywhere, eventually they're going to want to get their own place or buy their own place, and that's going to put Irish people out of the market because there's such demand and there's so little supply. So that means prices could go up, and obviously there's so little stock. There's huge demand, and they can put the prices through the roof, and it's too much competitivity too. But yeah, you're not allowed. But now I'm allowed to say that because Simon Harris has pretty much said this. So if I get arrested for hate speech, it's Simon Harris's fault. Is that your finished book? Are you only noticing this now, James? Well, like is a stuck key? Like I often have it here, like it's going to be, but if you have a stuck key, you just kind of lift it up. But I think there was a button you used to be able to press, like with keyboards specifically. Yeah, like the one thing I would recommend, do get a cloth. Just get a cloth because it could be just a bit of dust or a bit of food that's stuck in it. Like I use this just to clean off my like screen and stuff now and again. Like just to give it a rub. Like just give it a rub with a cloth. Just any dust because it could be just a bit of dust that's stuck in it, or a bit of food or anything like that. So you kept smug. That's a long story, but eventually you'll be happy to hear. Like eventually it will come out. Like there's 2 videos on the way. What I mean by on the way, whenever the fucking room gets done. Like if the room gets done, then we're in business. Them videos will be up, and you'd be happy to see that. You get the full explanation, like the full explanation. So we're waiting to then. We'll explain all that when that comes out. But yeah, as soon as the room gets done, there's going to be multiple videos talking about different things. I mean, multiple. They're all having a meltdown. Getting the police out, they're always out for me. Yeah, like as I said during the summer, that video was supposed to be out, and then I cut it halfway through, like because it was so long, James. It was literally so long; it was nearly 2 hours long, and nobody would have watched it. So I started to cut it, like trying to cut it down a bit, and then as soon as I started doing that, pretty much the video made no sense because things were referenced and it made no sense. So that's why that never came out. But someday it will come out because I know you wanted it out at some point. Because I did say to you actually during the summer too, I think it was that video would be out, and I thought it would have been out long ago, but it never did because it all has to be re-recorded, etc. It's just so much. What video? The video about the picture. You keep asking the picture. It's time for meltdown. So yeah, well, there's going to be a meltdown now here in a second. Not on my part, but on other people's part, there's going to be a meltdown. Like people are literally having a nuclear meltdown at the moment. How is life going with me? It's going mighty. It's literally, it actually is going mighty. So, I'm very happy lately. Actually, probably the best I've been in a long time. If you totally honest, the last month or 2. But yeah, everything's been going well since I came back. I'm behind for what? But yeah. But also, Zelensky was in Ireland. Just to say, I didn't talk about it much. I knew about it sometime last week, but I never talked about it. But yeah, he got a load of money. I think it was 125 million, something like that. But unfortunately, there's no. Just speaking on Zelensky too, there's no sign of any. Oh, thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'll talk about it more. There's a lot more that we talk about. Never really spoke about the last month or so what's happened. But that will come out eventually. I talk about it because it kind of needs to be talked about because I kind of haven't talked about it too much. Like I did make the video after the fact when the infamous video was the photo was taken, but I didn't talk too much about it. To be totally honest, I probably should, but yeah, it'd be something positive to talk about for once. Um, with all the negative, because usually the majority of stuff I have to talk about, unfortunately, it's negative. Because it's always exposing like the corruption or wrongdoing. So the list goes on, and it's a sad thing to say, but it's never really good news. And it's always good to have something good to talk about, something positive at least, if that makes any sense. Oh, we're not going to get into that. It's allegedly, of course. It's all allegedly. Um, but yeah, so do we want to see people having a mental breakdown? Uh, oh, you met up with a friend you haven't seen in how long? 20 years, Jesus. Well, that's great. Yeah, as I said in my community post the other day, I don't know if people seen it. I've talked to somebody that I didn't see in about 7 years, and he was saying about me being a Santa supremacist. So I actually was very confused when I first met him for a second what he was talking about, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's that. But yeah. Oh no, there'll be a whole video talking about that. Like literally, if the wall does get done, if my room does get painted, like you're going to not hear me shut up for about a month. Because there's literally, as I say, like the review of the book is coming out whenever the wall gets done, and that's going to be hours. Like I mean, literally hours. It'll probably literally be longer than any fucking essay that's ever been written on a book. So yeah. But yeah, no, we're going to talk about people having a mental breakdown at the moment. So there's a magazine in Finland. It's called Gerda. I don't think it's the same as this one. No, this is a different. This is Eve. I showed you this before when I was over there. But yeah, the wall, like literally the government party, the Finns party, the true Finns as they call themselves, are literally having a full-on meltdown at the moment. Obviously, they've still been having a meltdown since Santa Mount book came out. But yeah, they're all literally up in arms, particularly about um, they're particularly very up in arms over this. Like they're all literally up in arms. Like literally, there's 100,000 children going into poverty in Finland. There's more people going seeking support, like for food aid, etc., than ever before. There's so many businesses going bankrupt. And the true Finns are like Santa Marin's doing fucking photo shoots. Um, they literally kick up hell. Like they literally have kicked up hell over this. Like they literally have lost the plot. Well, not Santa Marin I'm talking about, but the Finns party literally have thrown the table out the window. Like I would show you some of the like just the things on Twitter about it. Like literally people are, like on the Finns party have literally gone mad. Like they have literally gone mad, and I mean literally. Like you'd be honest with you, when I first told of this, I didn't know what was happening because it sounded like literally atomic bomb or something went off. Because the way they were going on about it literally blew it out of such proportion, it's absolutely insane. But yeah, so they're all very upset. And funny enough, a few of them actually bought the magazine just to be very upset about it. Like literally, people went out to buy this magazine, to give out about the magazine, to give out about it. So just mentally tilted altogether in the best possible way. Oh, you're going off, Luke. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate you. Sorry, I was too busy yapping there. I'd see you didn't look at the chat. But I appreciate you being here, Luke. We chat again at some point. Did I miss anything? Sorry, there. Because again, the problem with this computer, I don't know what's the story, but I can't scroll up. You see the way I'm trying to scroll up here? It won't let me. Like there should be a small thing here that let me scroll, but it won't. For some reason, it always was a problem. Like it just never would let me scroll up. Like you see the way I'm trying to scroll here. Like even when I press up, it won't go up. So it's always been a nuisance. So I can pretty much only see this bit. But yeah, so yeah. But sadly, this magazine's not available in Ireland. But yeah, all having a meltdown of it. That's your train spotter, indeed. But yeah, apart from people having meltdowns, etc. Sorry, just seeing a few things on Twitter there. I was like some people just fucking, I don't know. But yeah, what is this now? Interrupting, yeah. Yeah, that's right. No, I was just responding to a comment. See, that's the joys about YouTube. You have to kind of respond to different things, and it doesn't matter if you're live or not. It's you finally fix your keyboard. Yeah, it was probably just a bit of thought. Like it can happen. We used to use keyboards and stuff in school. What is this? Um, um, don't know. Sorry, apologies. There's comments in like. Oh, yeah. Geez, I think you asked me this before. I plead the fifth. That's what I. They put that into the Irish Constitution. Plead the fifth. But yeah, that's great, Neve, that you got a keyboard fixed anyway. But what I was going to say, yeah, did I tell you about the turkey farm in Cavan? Did I say that at the beginning of the stream? I can't remember, did I? Did I say it? I can't remember. But yeah, so basically just out the road from here, about maybe even just 5 minutes away from here, there's a turkey farm, like for turkeys for Christmas. I probably should get the article up just so I understand what I'm talking about, I suppose, in a way. But yeah, a lot of them going to, unfortunately, meet an early end. What the fuck am I doing? Give me a moment. Yeah, so there's a case of the bird flu here at the moment. It was a tricky question indeed. But yeah, so there is a load of turkeys, unfortunately, going to be just boned at the moment due to bird flu. So this happened Monday. I didn't know this until last night that it was like literally down the road from me. I didn't know about this at all. But lucky they found out about it because these turkeys, even though they're not that bad, they probably wouldn't cause much reaction to human, and obviously be cooked. The majority of people would cook them very well. 6,000 turkeys are going to the fire, unfortunately. So a huge loss for the farmer too. But I think there's some of the Department of Agriculture going to reimburse them or try and reimburse them anyway of what they would be worth. But yeah, huge thing at the moment because they were just about to go to the Christmas markets. So it wouldn't have been much harm to people, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I don't think there would have been that much harm to people. Like people ingesting them, etc. But still something, and it happened in a few places, not just here in Butler's Bridge, but in other places around the country. It's happened. So, um, Jesus, James, Dudley is spreading misinformation, disinformation. We might have to arrest you for the old hate speech. Um, the old hate speech. Helen McAtee in a nutshell. Actually, speaking of Helen McAtee, um, everybody's laughing at her, the usual thing. But yeah, so that's what's happened there. So I don't think there'll be many turkeys sold here in Cavan. Uh, um, uh, but yeah, so unfortunately, a lot of turkeys won't be getting to Christmas. Or well, they generally wouldn't be getting to Christmas anyway in general. But yeah, are you going to get a turkey? Just asking people here, will you get a turkey? I know there's been a good few cases of the bird flu. Would you get a turkey? Or would just go without it? Oh no. And getting dogs abuse. Dogs abuse. Are you talking about me? It's not my turkeys. I don't have a farm. If that's what you're talking about. Imagine me being a turkey farmer. That would be insane. That would be something to have to say. Um, being a turkey farmer, Jesus Christ. Um, but yeah, so apart from Zelensky being here, there's a few other things. Um, we're not even going to go there, James. What was I going to say? What was the other thing I was going to say? It was something else, yeah. Oh, yeah, the taxi driver protest. Yeah, that was it. So as you know, even tickets tonight too. A lot of taxi drivers are protesting due to extra money being put um, as a tax, pretty much by what they call it, Uber. It's Uber. Some of the taxis are contracted by Uber to do jobs, and the paid um, they have to pay more tax to Uber. If that makes any sense. Um, yeah, a lot of taxi drivers are very upset, but then obviously would put them out of business. And they'd be out of pocket pretty much, a lot of taxi drivers due to it. But yeah, we see what happens. I know. Also, there was like with Zelensky coming here. Actually, there's another part to it. There was a French warship down in Cork, particularly in that the aircraft ship. Um, that's been just hanging about. I think it's gone now, but it's just been hanging about there for the last few days, uh, due to Zelensky's visit, of course. We don't have our own ship, apparently. But yeah, so a NATO warship pretty much just been hanging about in Irish waters, in Irish ports, may I say, too. Um, it's a sad state of affairs when you see that kind of carry on. Uh, So yeah, for the next trip. Oh no. Um, every day. But yeah, there probably won't be many trips anytime soon. To be honest with you. Um, but yeah, so just give me a moment. I just want to do this over here for a second. Where am I now? So, there's more Christmas cards. Yeah. Let me just see. Sorry, I have to try and dig them out because I have them in a box here. Yeah, I think that's some of them there. Sorry, there's a good bit just here. Yeah. Sorry, I had to dig them out. I have them in a box. I should have probably showed this at the beginning of the stream. So last year I sent out Christmas cards to people. We don't have many, but we use up whatever's here. We all head off on a trip. Excuse me, sorry, I'm burping. But yeah, I have a few Christmas cards here along with these ones. So if anybody wants a Christmas card, I'd happily send them one. We have more of these now. We have more of these. A lot of people wanted these ones last year. There's only 3. I think there's 3, isn't it? 1, 2. Just the 2. Oh, maybe there's actually 2. Yeah. Well, there's only 2. Literally everybody wanted these ones last year. So there's only 2. You have 2 limited edition ones here. But we have loads of these ones if anybody wants them. Just to say. If anybody's interested, of course, too. What? That's the. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I think you have to bring up Hella McAtee. Oh yeah, the protesting outside Leinster House. The taxi drivers. What about them? I've been literally talking about for the last 20 minutes. No, but as I said before, if Santa Mound does come for a book signing thing or something like that in Ireland, you happily you can attend. You can attend. Let's put it that way. But I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. As far as I'm aware, not to my knowledge, or not in the next few months. Let's put it that way. So we'll see. But yeah, would there be anybody interested in the Christmas card, may I say? Cal's extended warranty. Would anybody be interested? There's 2 limited edition cards, as I say. I should have got more. I literally was going to get more. But I want to use up these ones that I have. And yeah. Stamps for the envelopes. Like, I literally do have stamps too downstairs. On Post is not doing... I got 15 stamps for €30, which is not bad. Like a booklet of stamps. So I have a few of them. As I say, if anybody wants them, you have to send me an email, please. Your address, your name, and everything. We're taking your name. We're going to look you up. We're going to find out who you are, and arrest you for at the Santa speech. Yeah, we're going to bring in an at the Santa speech at all. I literally have rang up Helen McAtee and Jim O'Callaghan. I've literally said we have to bring in this anti-Santa law because we're not anti-Santa law, but anti-Santa speech. So we can't have this carry on of questioning Santa Mountain. We need to bring in the Santa legislation. I should say that. But yeah, that's what's going on. But I can change it a bit, James. Gordon, why was it going to say Gordon? How about this? We do a vote. Here. 1 second, I'm actually having the mental breakdown myself. If I could speak and if I could write, it'd be amazing. Also, Elo Book is not getting out for Christmas, just to say. I didn't say that to you. Unfortunately, can't do copyrighted music. It's a nuisance. There you go. So yeah, if you want Christmas music, it's up to you. Yeah, like I'm sending cards if anybody wants them, but you have to obviously don't put your address into the chat. Just to say, don't do that. You can email me if you want my email. I probably should have put my email into the chat, but just give me a second. I just worked this out. I presume you probably do. Probably want Christmas music. Now it have to be non-copyrighted Christmas music. Unfortunately, I know it sucks, but YouTube is a bit of a bitch when it comes to music and stuff like that. Like years ago it was okay. I used to play copyrighted music and stuff. Nowadays they're quiet. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. Now I'm yeah. Also, does anybody have Twitter here? Just a random question for a second. What am I doing? Non-copyright. Yeah. Belly. E. So I presume people do want Christmas music, right? I'd hopefully this won't fuck me over in terms of that. But yeah, democracy rules. Don't say that I don't listen to FIFA. Apparently, yeah, mistletoes. Yeah, they're apparently not supposed to eat them because they're dangerous and stuff. Apparently, I don't know. I remember hearing that somewhere. But yeah, if anybody wants a Christmas card, I probably should have put this into the chat earlier on, but brain dead, just to say. I hope that's not too loud, but it's unfortunate that YouTube wants to be a bit. Might be a bit too loud. Yeah, that's right. So if you want a Christmas card, just post this to the top. Pin message. Yeah. So if you want a Christmas card, do email me on that. What is that? Sorry. I'm just thinking about something that one of my teachers said when we were talking about SVHE. I just thought about that there was like, but I'm not going to alter that. No, Paul, yeah. But this is the thing, you have to remember, Finland's one of the most expensive countries in the world to go to. It's not cheap, it is very dear now. You know. He might forgive you, or you might. But again, if anybody wants a Christmas card again, just to say, because the only reason why I keep saying it because I could send it off tomorrow and you just get it Monday. Because see, the later I leave it, the worse. It's because post is going to be backlogged probably for a while because there's just that many people, sending Christmas cards and post and it's all that. Oh, the girls are falling over you, James. That's what I. Also, only notice I have my pin. The reason actually I have this pin on, I was talking to somebody before I went live, and that's the reason why. So that's why it's on. Also, I just realised because it's Finland's Independence Day, the 6th of December, this Saturday, Finnish Independence Day. So yeah, I just realised I bought a flag when I was over there a few weeks ago, and it's absolutely fucking massive. Like I never could find an Irish flag that's massive. You know, like an Irish pin that's massive. I have a few others there, but literally the size of this one. Like look at the size of this one. Like in Finland, like they have to go big, and I couldn't find an Irish flag. And look at the size of this one. Like compare that one to this one. It's just massive. Like it's absolutely massive. Yeah. Like and there's no Irish ones. Like there's no big Irish ones. Like like that's massive. Like that is huge. That's what she said. But like when I went to Finland the first time too, like this is what they can concoct together. Like that's what they concocted for me. That's what the only thing they could find. Yeah, with the Finnish and Irish flag together. That's what was concocted and given to me. Like such a small, like literally. Like look at the state of that. Like that's so small. Like you couldn't work out if you're from where you hardly could see it on your pin. Like it's so small. I know I might be exaggerating, but it is literally so small. Put some money into which on the flags, you mean? But yeah. But no, there isn't any actual big Irish flags. That's what I'm trying to say. I've bought many of them. Like many of them are flat like this, the one I have, and then there's ones like that, and then there's some others. But I've loads. But just to put in perspective, I'll put this on just to show you. Now this wasn't the flag that met Santa Mountain with that time. Like I did have, like I don't think people noticed, but I did have an Irish flag on. Like that's a bit further down. Like, this is the one, but it's still fucking massive. Like Finnish flags are massive. Like they like the big flags. I do have another one. It's not here, but compare that, it's always a bit bigger than the Irish flag. Us Irish people must be just afraid to put the flags bigger because even this one's bigger. Like it's a bit bigger. But there you are. Like it is huge. Like look compared. It's hard when you're looking to the side. No, keep your fucking couch. What? Disgraceful. No, but take for example, if I did put money into cards and stuff, you would literally be out of money because it would cost a fortune. It actually would. Match your eyes, well, that's great. Oh, actually, what color are my eyes? Actually, I never actually remembered. I remember we done this in school, but I don't actually know what color my eyes are. I never was the type to look in the mirror that much. Internet police watching where? Oh no. So, like quite literally, this is a wholesome conversation compared to other YouTube chats. Like I've literally seen like American YouTubers and stuff like on social media and stuff like YouTube and Twitch and other places, and they literally would shout people down. Like anybody at all who disagrees with, they literally just go ballistic at them. So this is very chill. Like even compared to other live streams, this is just extremely chill. Like it's always good vibes. But yeah, no, I do appreciate people being here tonight because I know there's not that many. But because again, coming up to Christmas, people will be gone. Getting my address, Jesus, what? You hardly doubt I'm going to send it to anybody else. Like literally, like it's not the first time I said Christmas cards to people and stuff. So there's no worry just to say to anybody, I'm not going to share your address with anybody. Like usually, as soon as I get the address, I put it on the envelope and then I delete it. It's not relevant to me to know where people live, because I know a lot of people, particularly in the nationalist community and stuff, are very sussed out when anybody asks for their address because, I know a few people have said to me in the past that when they went to protest, for example, and their names and addresses were taken, which was they sussed them out up in fierce, a lot of people. But you can, you can understand I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take your name. It's not for my files. I couldn't care less. Hello, Fiona. You're late. What time do you call this? I'm only joking. Don't mind me. But yeah, poor James is getting dog's abuse here today. No, you're fine. I'm only joking with you. Don't take me serious. I'm only joking with you. I think you should apologize to James because James needs a man, needs the person who's in his back corner, because he's getting ganged up on today. No bother, sis. No bother at all. But yeah, no. If anybody, I don't know. Do you want a Christmas card? Do you want a Christmas card? Dalton, sorry. Fiona, do you want one? Do you want a Christmas card? Would you like a Christmas card? Because we have a few. I suppose so. Yeah, but do just email me on my. You know my email, and so if you wouldn't mind emailing me just the address and stuff. I can get it set off literally tomorrow. So, it probably won't be there. It won't be there until probably Monday or Tuesday. No, of course not. No, which one do you want? I'll show you which one. Oh my God! Everything just fell. Look at that. But yeah, which one do you want? It's no trouble at all because I have ones here from last year. There's two limited edition ones. I think you got this one last time too. But there's two other kind of ones. There's these kind of dog ones, and then there's a cute dog one too. So which one do you want? Just so I know for the keep aside here. This is Christmas music. People voted. The people have spoken. James, democracy has spoken. I never tried. Yeah, but you pretty much now. Like nowadays, you need an email for everything. Like to get receipts and stuff, you need an email. Like it's an essential part of modern life. Unfortunately, it's just the way it's gone. Like when I was young, I never needed an email for things, but nowadays I do. Show them again, yeah. So there's these cows. I think you got this one last year, like this one, and then there's these kind of ones, and then I take one out just to show you. Then there's this kind of one. So I'm sorry for not a good selection, but it's only 3. I want to use kind of these cows that I have here. I think you got that one last year, but if you want that one, yeah. You want that one because this is limited edition now. There's only 2 left in the whole packet. This is torture. Jesus, James. I could send you the fear now, and then we know torture. Or I could send you to meet. I won't like Irish all the way. Yeah, but these cards too are like made in Ireland. They're supporting Lindauer too, then. So they're supporting that. So you want the Butler's Bridge one? Yeah, that's no problem. So we only have one Butler's Bridge one left. Yeah, block your ears, James. Actually, sorry, 1 second. Actually, I actually didn't notice this. Yours. Yeah. So there's 2 kinds of ones. Which one do you want? Sorry, there's 2 kinds of ones. There's one with a tree and one with a lane. Which one? Which one would you like? The tree. Okay. That's that one here. I put that one aside. So there's only one Butler's Bridge card there for limited edition. But yeah, so just send me on your address. You don't have to do it now, but you do it later on if you can. I'll send it off to you. Got a lake one last year, yeah. I couldn't remember exactly because I just wanted to use up the ones that I have here. Because I was going to buy a whole big packet. Like it was not like Butler's Bridge ones, it was like these ones. And The boys, yeah, but if anybody wants it, because again, if I knew people's addresses, I would send them out to them before. But of course, I want to ask people first because But I can send that off to you. I waited actually, um, but I lived that aside, so I have to. But it probably won't be to Tuesday or so when you get it, because I'm post is delayed. Like I sent the Christmas card out to my father, um, and he only lives a few kilometers away, 5 kilometers from here, and I sent it to him Monday, and he only got it this morning. So yeah, so on post is not alive, but that's only out the road. It took literally a day to get out the road. It's insane. But if anybody else does want a Christmas card, no seriousness, it's no trouble at all. I have no trouble in sending you one. It's the least I can do. I wish I could do more for people. But to be totally honest with you, and I'd be truthful for a second, like the budget is not looking good at the moment. Because the reason I tell you the budget's not looking good for being twice in a year in Finland, will drive anybody to financial ruin. Let's put it that way. Because it is expensive. Like the 2 times I went there, it was very expensive. It cost a lot of money and stuff. So we have to kind of rebalance the budget a bit, if you get what I'm saying. And then especially, I have already paid for the wall typeface, for the wall. But you get what I'm saying. So it's just about rebalancing the budget. If I didn't go to Finland, we would have money for different things. Like we will do it. You plenty of money in cavan, yeah. But no, like I was hoping to do a quiz and stuff, but it would take far too much. We'd be talking about the 500 for first prize, 200 more for that for second prize and stuff, and then other things. But yeah, we've done it one year. Do you remember for Cavan Day? We did it, and there's only 3 people, and 3 people got prizes. Assassin came first. Who else was the? Yeah, Assassin came first. It was Shawnee K came first too. Shawnee K came first, sorry, and then Assassin. And who was the other fellow? The third fellow came first. I can't remember. He's never been here in a long, long time. But I know his profile picture. I can see it in my head, but I can't remember. I don't know if you remember that. Online poker, no, we could do that. But we do something like that at some stage, like a small quiz. Oh yeah, just to say, does anybody have Twitter? I asked this earlier on, but yeah, if you have Twitter, I'll be putting up something on Monday night on Twitter. Well, not Monday night, probably Monday evening. So I would appreciate anybody to retweet it, and if you do have Twitter, I would appreciate if you retweet it. Not now, obviously, but it'll be Monday when I put it up, just to try and get some traction on it if you could. But yeah. Yeah, it's going to be Twitter, not be Facebook. But yeah, or X. But if anybody does have it and follows me on it, I would appreciate you retweeting me if you could. I know, but that's dyslexia. Like dyslexia has a huge impact. And like I don't know the difference between my left and right. I know that sounds stupid, James, but it is the truth. I don't know the difference between my left and right because it's sort of. But I never looked at myself. To be totally honest, I always viewed myself very negative when I was younger and stuff, and I never really looked at myself. I never really cared about dressing up, etc. So I never really looked in the mirror, if that makes any sense. Mainly because I was a freak 2 years ago because I had asthma and stuff. Not asthma, but what they call it, acne. That's it, acne. But yeah, if anybody has Twitter, please, if you could give us a hand Monday, it'd be greatly appreciated. Um, I'd probably put it up in the community post if you could. If anybody can, it only take literally 5 seconds of your day. For anybody that can help out. Dogs abuse. Who's getting dogs abuse? You're getting dogs abuse, or I'm getting dogs abuse. I think the both of us are getting dogs abuse. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to show you this. This is from my community posts the last few days. So you can see how it's doing well. Like this happens a lot on YouTube, and then all of a sudden it just shoots down the drain. Like look at that. Like I do take YouTube manually, like goes in and puts something in. Like look at that compared to in like literally 2 days. Yeah, YouTube's enough. But I have X. I don't treat as much. So Um, but yeah. But yeah, if anybody just joined in, anybody want a Christmas card? Do you want a Christmas card, Neve? Actually, I'm about to ask you. I know James is too sussed out. He thinks I'm, MI6 going to come to town. Well, like, yeah, but yeah, right. But yeah, you hardly want one, Saoirse, too, do you? You don't have to tell me your address here, of course, just to say if anybody's worried about that. It's not like I'm looking for it here, but just send me an email if you wish. If you want one on, like, yeah, that's no problem. Just send me it on Gmail. But which one? I don't know which one did you want. We only have these ones and them. There's not a big selection, to be totally honest with you. But if you want one, you do send it. There's two ones here, and I don't know if you can see that well. But then there's one of these left. So that's well. You asked, like you said, that other music was annoying you, and then now when I put on different music, you're like, no, I want better music. Oh, why? She's a gem. She's like, no. Hand it over, James. Hello, Aaron. How are we keeping this Wednesday evening? You would hardly like a Christmas card. Like, I'm just literally going around now trying to sell Christmas cards. I'm getting worse than Zelensky. I probably should put up a community post too and just turn it here. Sorry, I'm putting up a community post. What am I doing? Sorry. Do you really want this? We have a vote. Democracy. Let me give me a second. Do you want the turned off democracy? What's it? Neil. Sorry, to think for a second in Irish. So there you go. The people. It's up to the people. The people have to say. So there you go. Turn off. Just turn off. Yeah. Sorry, we're doing multiple things now. It's just that, so it's up to the people. Let the people decide. Let the people speak, as they say. What am I doing? Start over again. Sorry. Well, I think they actually already are on fire, to be told, because this happened Monday. I only found about this last night where it was. So I think they were already gone. So I think they were already burned, unfortunately. But there's a huge, vote in which to turn off the music. So it's up to people to decide. Everybody wants it off, my God. So give me a moment and I turn it off. Because I just I'm doting a bit, So I presume people want it off. I don't know what music you want. Because we put on relaxed music and people were sick of that. And then I put on Christmas music and then people were sick of that. He's on the one way. What am I saying? Yeah, so it changed. So I think the vote has passed. So we're turning this off. We're now going to sit in silence. So that's democracy. We're going to sit in silence. I'm going to sit here and cross my arms and look at the camera. But yeah, no, we just chill. How does that sound? We just chill. Uh, we understand we understand which. Oh, but the talkies and stuff that would if I could spell, that'd be amazing. Hello, Greenface. How are we doing? We're not going to put on that. Jeez, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to go there. But yeah, so anybody that's on Twitter, just to say, uh, to ask me particularly, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, there's no need to even say. Just go ahead and ask. Yeah, if you ever have something you need to tell me, anybody, just say it out. It's I I'd rather people just say it out and stuff. You don't need to ask me permission, to speak. Um, if you me to make a call, oh no, we're getting done for here. I'm only joking, seriously. Yeah, no bother. No hassle. Um, give me a moment. Oh yeah, you're talking about that video. Yeah, I don't. First of all, I don't know. I know people would talk to me, and as soon as I heard it, the fellow that's speaking does sound like he has a Cavan accent. I would say up in West Cavan, up in Swan, about that direction. I'm not sure, but it does sound very like a Cavan accent. It really does. As soon as I heard it, it was like something. He sounds like he's from the border region. Like he's either from Cavan or he's from Monaghan. He could be from Dundee, but it sounds more like Cavan or Monaghan, to be totally honest. It's one of them border accents, if that makes any sense. It's not particularly, it sounds like mine, but it's very distinct border accent, like in terms of it not be Donegal, it's not a Donegal accent, but it is either Cavan, Monaghan, or Loud. But it sounded to me straight away like a Cavan accent, like West Cavan. But you could be right. You could be right on LinkedIn. You could be right. Uh, but I'm not sure. I don't know who even the person is. That's pretty totally honest. I don't know who any of these people, like the people in the video, are. I don't know who they are. I don't think any of us know who they are. But I don't know. I don't know what to make of them. To be totally honest, I don't know. Uh, like some people do it for publicity and stuff. But I don't know what's the story. To be totally honest, I only seen the video. I don't know what's the story, etc. I only seen the video, and I don't know much more than that. Um, if that makes any sense. So I can't really say, it's legitimate or it's fake or what. It's I don't know. To be totally honest. Sorry, I'm just responding to something. What do you mean July the 19th? What? That one Galway is invaded by Indians. Yeah, we can see you. Why? Can you not see you? That sounds a bit weird. Can you not see yourself in the chat? Like I can see you. I think everybody see on Lick, just to say. Because I think you have it on probably, there's a setting. I think Fiona had the same problem before. Uh, I know that sounded very weird. Can you see yourself? um, but yeah, like can anybody see him, just so I know? Because I can see him my side. Just so I know. But I think everybody can see you. Because I think you have the setting on that it's all comments or something like that. It should be live chat, I think. Um, which is we're not that bad. We're not that bad. Um, but yeah, do we watch? Should we put on some more relaxing music? What do you think? Because everybody probably say no, turn it off. Um, there's the community post. I can see on like, thank you. Just making sure, yeah, Fiona can see on like, yeah, like there's no, like nobody has been, punching time. And I don't think even there's moderators here. So I was going to say maybe they could have tapped it because it did happen before. Fiona will tell you before my moderators, by mistake, just clicked on it by mistake. Like he was moving up the page and clicked on Fiona and Pando, even though it was just total accident. Like they didn't mean to do it. But it has happened before to them. Apart from yourself, Jesus Greenface, you flatter me. But I'd say John Joe Wiley. Like, there's without a doubt that's who's the most famous Cavan person. There's no doubt. Like there literally is a statue of him in the middle of Cavan town, in outside the post office. Like quite literally, there's no debate about it. Pretty much, there's no debate that he is because there's not another person that has a statue in the middle of Cavan town. Like there's no ifs or buts about it. To be totally honest. The gallant John Joe Wiley. Like, there's no doubt. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. He's the most famous Cavan person. There's nobody I don't think even can come close to that. As far as I can get, as far as I can see. Man's wallet. And the hunger strike there, yeah. And it's open. But no, like that's well known. Like, the way they have it, like literally outside the post office. But yeah, the gallant John Jones is well remembered. Like even in songs and stuff like that, he's very well remembered. In New York, etc. Won the All Ireland in New York. It's something that holds very dear in a lot of Cavan people's hearts. It still does to this day. He's still fondly remembered. So I would say John Joe Wiley, like there's no doubt. I'm not going to go down. But yeah. No, that's the same relaxed music. I'm just trying to find more relaxed music. Might be this. You try this. How does that sound? He's probably going to give out with this. Oh, breaking the place. But no, that's okay on like I was just making sure to it. I thought there was something wrong too there for a second, but yeah. But as long as I can see you, that's the main thing too. Because I can see what you're like in terms of stuff. No, Sean Mack, no. He definitely didn't get the notification. That's what happened. He's going to come in here in about 5 minutes' time and say, "Oh, I didn't get the notification." Every time Santa mentioned, of course. You like to sing music now, singing music, singing. I don't know, like it's for live streams and stuff. I had it in my playlist, but I never played it because I like the chill music, relaxed music. Maybe a bit too loud, but fucking it's not a disco. We're not in a disco in Helsinki. Not yet, anyway. um, not yet. Um, yeah, no, sometimes I don't respond to stuff. Not that I'm just being ignorant of people and stuff, because sometimes I just don't have anything to add. Um, you know, the place with cards. Yeah, like he's going to be there for Christmas. Like personally, I wouldn't send a Christmas card, but I'm not saying to people you shouldn't. If you wish to send it, you can, of course. Like you're allowed to send them and stuff to prisons. Um, because as I said about Elon Book, even though I agree with the concept of what he's saying, if that makes any sense, like I do think like going to prison, etc., for this time and stuff, he's not going to win it. Like it's a losing battle. Like he's pretty much there for the next 500 days, and then he get out and he do like the same thing again. There's no really way out of the conflict if that makes any sense. If you get what I'm saying, beforehand, he basically won. Like the time the government had to let him out, the time he got out of prison before, when it was 500 days in prison, and the government let him out. He pretty much won. Like he should have just said, "I won," because the government had to let him out. They couldn't keep him there forever. Um, um, that's the way I just see it. Um, because I don't, as I said in my video when I talked about it, I don't see a way out like of the conflict. I don't see a way out of it. Because he's definitely not going to get his job back. What he wants is his job back, and I don't think the state's going to give it to him. To be totally honest, like he should have took the win that time when the state let him out. That's the way I see. I know some people disagree with me on it, but at the end of the day, I don't see the man waste. He shouldn't waste his life in prison, etc. Like literally, like political parties are every 5 minutes of the day. Like I can't tell you the amount of political parties and stuff. It's like there's political parties forming now. There's just more play every day. This one is like it's quicker than like more than I change my socks. There's political parties, and of course that's a good thing in democracy because years ago there used to be only a Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and Sinn Féin didn't take those seats in a lot of cases. And maybe the Labour Party. That was it. There was no Social Democrats. There was no N2 or any other parties or the National Party, the Irish Freedom Party, etc. There's none of them. It was very small. It was only you either vote for the devil or you vote for the devil. You had a choice between Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and Labour, and that was it. But it's good that there's loads of parties, and it's good that people have choice. Yeah, but I didn't get that either because it sounded like, and I'm sure you would agree, it was like Stockholm syndrome because it literally had a Humphreys in the government when he was in prison, etc. And she said nothing, and she still said nothing. She still to this day has said nothing about either book, not to my knowledge. Uh, so I don't know why they wanted to vote for up because they should have done what every other Irish person, pretty much a lot of Irish people like myself, spoiled the vote because there was no option really in the presidential election. A lot of people felt the same. A lot of people felt very upset and still does feel upset about the whole state of the country. And not even that, the presidency too, because it should be up to the people to decide instead of the politicians who go into the presidency. Like there should have been probably maybe 20 names in the ballot for the presidency. And that would be true democracy because the people would have ultimate choice in who gets there. But what happened was, everything was railroaded into three candidates. And it's good that the people have choice. And that's what I like, even though I don't agree. Like, let's be fair, I wouldn't agree with Catherine Connolly or I wouldn't agree with Heather Humphreys. And I don't agree with, like Labour Party, the Social Democrats, but they have every right too to put their candidate for the same as Aontú and Maria Stevenson take us up, and other people too have the right to be on the ballot. Because at the end of the day, it's up to the people to decide. And that's the way I see it. But I do think they should have encouraged people to spoil the vote, even though it probably wouldn't have made much of a difference. But it still was very definite too that they didn't get any support from Heather Humphreys. It'd be different if Heather Humphreys said, "Yeah, Ela Buck shouldn't be in prison and stuff," but there was nothing said. But the only reason why I think they supported Heather Humphreys because she's a Protestant, a Protestant because they're a born again Christian. I think something like that. They're not Roman Catholics. The born again Christian, or like pretty much Presbyterian, what they would say in Finland. Very close to like Protestantism. It makes sense. It's more than Catholics. If that makes sense, you get what I'm saying. So it was very weird how they done it. It was like Stockholm syndrome. No, we're not good there. But that's pretty much what Heather Humphreys is a Protestant. Like she's from Drong in County Monaghan, which is pretty much the most Protestant community in the country. Like literally on the border with Northern Ireland too. Obviously, I have nothing against many of them. But yeah. But yeah. But yeah, I did think it was weird now when they said the vote for Heather Humphreys. Because if I was in his position, I would just say to anybody not to vote at all, or not to like, spoil the vote. Particularly because Fine Gael, too, the party Heather Humphreys was running for. They said nothing but either, but they've let him pretty much go to prison. Like Helen Mackley was the Minister for Justice in Fine Gael, and Simon Howes, they met Simon Howes, and Simon Howes never said anything about trying to help him out or do anything, In a lot of cases, why would they, I suppose, in the way too? Funny enough, actually, just thought of it there. And when I was at work today, I got a phone call from Helsinki. Our former president Robertson is over in Helsinki for a discussion on a peace forum or something like that to do with the elders and stuff. Obviously, I knew about this beforehand, so pretty much were telling me what I already knew. I knew about it when I was over there. They were like, "Oh yeah, the former president of Ireland is going to be over here at some point, at something." So that's where President Robertson is. Former President Robertson, our president, former Mary Robertson. If anybody doesn't get what I'm saying, that's where she is at the moment in Helsinki. Helsingford. The cartoons. Which, sorry? What? Sorry, I'm confused on it. What? I'm confused. Sorry, apologies. You probably said earlier on about something. See, I'm a bit slow, so forgive me sometimes if I don't get what people are saying. Because sometimes it just doesn't process my brain. Like dyslexia does have other like things. It's slow in knowledge and stuff. Yeah, Mary Robertson. Yeah, I don't know if anybody. Yeah, that's where she is at the moment. But that's where she is at the moment in time. Which what? Sorry, I don't get John Nick. What? Which? I'm confused. Oh, you're talking about Zelensky. Sorry. See, I I was very confused for a few minutes there. Sorry. See, just to say to people, if you could try and simple it down in some cases, because sometimes I just don't understand. Sometimes it's to do with dyslexia. It does have an effect on you. So, So sorry if I do be a bit stupid sometimes, but sometimes it just doesn't process for some reason. She's over some peace summit. That's what. Also, some Jeffrey Epstein files were released. No, some Jeffrey Epstein pictures were released. One of them is just very weird. The whole lot is very weird, don't get me wrong. Eamon Duffy talking about it. I'm not sure. I haven't heard Eamon Duffy talk about it. Not to my knowledge, and as far as I'm aware. Did anybody actually email me? Just so when I'm just sitting here, in case somebody did email me. And nobody has, so that's okay. No, just making sure that nobody has. And I know a few of them. Yeah, so this is just after coming out from the United States of America. This is from the Democrats in Congress, obviously the release of the Epstein files. This raises so many questions. So we don't know what they blowed out here, particularly in the chalkboard. But particularly this, like this is very weird. Like this is the dentist chair in somebody's house, like in Jeffrey Epstein's island. It's very weird, these masks. I'm very sussed out about this, and not even that, some of the stuff that's written here. It's very sus. It really, really is very sus. And that's not even saying some of the other pictures that we see. Uh, it's all very sus. Email, yeah. Well, see, I still use and stuff like us. My generation's not behind, but you actually need it nowadays for a lot of stuff. Like when I went to the thing I went to a few weeks ago, I needed an email, so they could send me say updates and stuff, say if something was happening. Like to the event I went to see Santa Marin, when I met Santa Marin. Like they needed an email. Like they needed an email. Like they're sending you, yeah, oh yeah, this is going to be happening, or you have to go here. So I needed one. Like I would have had to make one if I didn't have one. Like companies still do them, and especially when you're going to events and stuff, they send you the receipt. Like when I paid for the tickets too, even though I was base was given them for nothing too, but wanted to pay for them, so I was given the receipt back, by email to say that I paid for. So I had proof that I paid for. That makes sense. Yeah, he threw in someone. He caused a lot of ructions over the years. Him and Duffy. Yeah, and especially Donald Trump tried to hide it. Like he'd done everything possible to try and hide it for whatever reason. Like there was such the way he went on, you think there was never such thing as a Jeffrey Epstein, anything. But the truth comes out. Yeah, it took a while, but the truth comes out in the end. We probably only be live for another few minutes, and then I think that's good enough for today. Um, but as I say, anybody who have Twitter, please do help me out. Monday, if you can. And of course, anybody wants a Christmas card, do let me know. But I will, I can do it I can write your card now, but obviously I don't know your address, but, been to the moon. Oh, you mean NASA? Yeah, probably they probably have. Like you're talking about the moon landing and stuff. I presume they have. Like it would be inconceivable that you can send satellites to Jupiter, to Pluto, etc., further away from the moon. So it's inconceivable that your man hasn't set foot on the moon. If that makes any sense, because you so like they've wet the Pluto and stuff. What do you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Just do something. Where am I here? So. Hmm. Chat is actually funny, freezing regularly. Yeah? Oh, like it just freezes on you. It can happen. Like you would always recommend to refresh as much as possible because it can happen that chat just freezes. It's often happened to me, like when I'm in here and I had to refresh. I'm not sure. It's hard to know what Donald Trump's protecting. I'm not sure, to be totally honest with you. But he's definitely covering something. Like something very sinister. Because we read that there was no such thing as the Epstein files, that there actually is such thing as the Epstein files. Cough, cough, yep, exactly. We're not allowed to talk about that, but yeah, definitely Epstein wasn't working on his own. I definitely think Epstein was working for some government. Definitely. Oh, he definitely had some high contacts in some government. Now, I'd have no proof to back that up, but, you know. But that's what I think. Yeah, like Donald Trump probably will give her a pardon. That's the worst thing about the whole lot of it. Maybe I'm wrong, but hopefully he doesn't because she was into some stuff like that too, and she basically trafficked the girls too. But anyway, I think we probably need to leave it there for tonight. Um, we've talked about a good bit. We went on a good bit about different things. So I'll be back hopefully Saturday. I have your card whited now in a second. I'll be on. Um, it's crap. No offense. Jeez, nobody likes my music tonight. Everybody's giving out of it. I know, but probably not the best. But look at I don't know. It's hard to know which one to use. If that makes any sense. But it's just some kind of background. Some kind of background noise. Uh, um, yeah. Yeah, he probably will. I don't know. All depends if what's released in the next while because he probably wants to because he's seen that she was moved to a lower security prison. So I presume he probably will, but it's hard to know at the moment. We'll see what happens, but hopefully he doesn't because she probably should be there for the rest of her life in prison. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But hopefully she does stay the rest of her life in prison. She doesn't deserve to get out for the rest. She deserves to be wanting in that prison for the rest of her life. Um, um, but yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing really else, unless anybody else has anything else to add. Um, yeah, the writing them out, especially when you have a lot to send, it takes time. But yeah, actually, there's one thing I actually want to look up just before because we might actually do this for Christmas. Like it's a small thing at Christmas. It won't be big money now for prizes and stuff, but we can do a prize or two. I don't think it's going to kill us to do a prize or two. If it works out, let's just see will it work out. I have to see about it. Just let me look. I actually look about it now because if I don't look at it now, uh, it probably won't work out. You're back. You're going to send Elon Book a card. Um, yeah, I don't think like cards in general. Just in general, I don't think it's like that big of a thing compared to what it used to be. Years ago, people used to, I think nowadays people just rather vouchers and stuff instead of cards. I know that sounds a bit scummy and stuff, but that's pretty much the way it's gone, unfortunately. The people rather just get vouchers and stuff instead of cards. It's just that way nowadays, unfortunately. Um, But anyway, I think that's it for us tonight. So yeah, anybody wants a question card, please do email me. We'll be back Saturday. I don't know what time now exactly Saturday. But yeah, I appreciate just being here. It's been a good long stream tonight. So I appreciate just here a lot. Being here and appreciate the support. So yeah, we'll be back Saturday. There'll probably be a video or two up now tomorrow and the next day. Yes, that's it pretty much. That's all. That's all to write about. But anyway, thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your week until I see you on Saturday. And I appreciate you. Thank you everyone, and good night.